Welcome to week number 5 of the summer stitch along with our friends over at Yarnspirations.com, as well as myself, Mikey, here at the Crochet Crowd. This is the study of textured afghan, and we are going to do a new study this week. It's the study of yarn colored eggs. So I guess Peter Rabbit left his eggs and I kind of dipped them in a little bit of color. Don't worry, no yarn dyeing is involved with this particular one. This particular part of the design was probably one of the most complex ones that I did. I did a lot of frogging with this, and by the end of it you're gonna have eggs that surround your afghan. How is that done? This is probably one of the most complex areas of this afghan. You'll just have to pay attention to the stitches, pay attention to the video, and by the end you'll see that the eggs literally will be jumping off of your afghan and it will be totally amazing. So let's move on now to week number 5. Let's head on into the studio. Let's get you started. So let's continue on to week number 5. This one of all of the weeks is probably the hardest that you're going to have to do, and when I say hardest, it just means that you have to pay attention all the more. So we're going to go from rounds number 24 all the way to 31 as we do this. There's going to be a lot of texture here. This is part of the hardest design that I did in this entire one, and I really threw a lot of fun stuff at you. So let's go on to page number 2 and let's really blow your mind. So let's take a look at the chart here. The grayed area is something you've already done, number 23, and we're going to start off and we're going to do the back post double crochet to create another lip form that we have already done in the past. We're going to create some really fun stuff right here. We're going to do some single crochets, chain 3 single crochets in, and then we're going to do some shells in front of those, and then we're going to then add this more shells here, and then we're going to add front post double crochets, and then we're going to switch it up. This will create an Easter egg kind of look. This is just something I was just having a lot of fun with, and what we need to pay attention to this whole section to see how it gets bigger here. So we're kind of building it out from this moment on, but we're actually staying pretty consistently going all the way up. So without further ado, let's head on into this one and let's get started on round number 24 and work our way around. Let's start on round number 24. You've already done this before in the previous weeks. You're going to chain 2, doesn't count as anything, and you're going to half double crochet twice into the same space, into the corner space. So each one of the stitches all the way around, like before, is going to be a back post double crochet. So just going in from the back and just back post double crochet, and you're going to do this on each of the stitches to the next corner, and the next corner will be 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. So please do this all the way around for round number 24. So let's begin a very easy and quick round, round number 25. We're going to create chain 3 spaces, and we need to create 20 chain 3 spaces, and it matters on the number. In actual fact, I am actually redoing a part of my tutorial here because I ended up with 21, and I want to make sure that you get 20 because it matters in the future. Not this week it won't matter, but it will matter in the future weeks. So now what we need to do is skip 3. So we're going to skip the first half double crochet, the 2 of those. Remember, this is a chain 2, so ignore that. And then you're going to skip the next one, and you're going to single crochet in the next one after that. Then you're going to chain 3 again, and you're going to skip 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and go and do the 4th one with single crochet. And you're going to do that all the way to the next corner. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to meet you at the next corner, make sure that you got it off right, but you need 20 of these spaces in order to make it work. So okay, so there's 1 and 2 so far. So what I would do is get all the way to the corner and then just backtrack just to count, and if you're off, then what happens is that you can actually fix this pattern. I built in so many opportunities for you to be able to get back on track if you've lost counts or something's gone wrong. So I just wanted to make sure that in the pattern that you had that opportunity instead of having a frog and being so frustrated, which makes this kind of an easy level project in order for you to follow. So let me meet you on the first corner and make sure that you got it off right. So I'm filming for you an opportunity to correct yourself. So here at this point there should be 20 of these chain 3 spaces going all the way to the back. Now if you're getting very close and say that you're off and that this should have actually been the 20th one, but you have to be over here, you can self-correct at this point. So I want to give you some options to be able to self-correct. So the goal is to make sure that you only have 20 of these if you do that. For myself, I have the right number, but I want to make sure that you have the right number too. So I want to just backtrack a little bit, and what I can do, instead of jumping 3 like I should have, I can jump 4 and then just keep it as a chain 3 on the top, and it will just kind of pull it in a little bit and then chain 3 again. Okay, and then I can just jump another 3 and then just chain 3 again, and jump another 3. So you can correct somewhere down the road here instead of always having to correct in the end. And what I want to do is I want to count the number of spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And so I can just chain 3 and then just reach all the way to the end like that. And therefore it'll stay in balance. And so then you just single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet again and then carry on. So chain 3 and then I'm skipping over the first 2, go to the third, go to the fourth and carry on. So there's always opportunities to be able to fix yourself and you really can't even see where you've gone different here, right? So that's the nice thing about this particular design. So what I want you to do is carry on, and if you have to self-correct, do it, and if you don't, that's great too. So either way you're gonna have a great project in the end. So keep on going. So when you get all the way back around, just make sure that you do have a total of 20 of these chain 3 spaces on each side in order to make it work. So just join to the top of the first single crochet with a half double crochet join. Let's begin, and we are going to do some fun work with some shells, and let's begin round number what is that, round number 26. So we're gonna chain up a total of 1, and we are going to single crochet once in the chain space and once in the next single crochet. And here's the fun part. So what you want to do is that in the middle one of these, okay, now if you've had to improvise then you'll just have to improvise that. So what you want to do is the middle one is apply 3 double crochets here. Notice that I pushed the chain back out of the way. These are gonna cause some peekaboo colors to happen right where it's got some single crochet. So I want you to single crochet in the same single crochet that you see right here. Now I want you to go again. So here's the next space here. Push the chain back out of the way, and in the middle one of the grouping of 3 I want you to put in 3 double crochets. This will have a really unique look in the rows in the rounds after. So once you get your 3, single crochet back on that round there. So in the middle one of the grouping of 3, okay, you're going to apply 3 double crochet and then single crochet in the other single crochet that you see. So do that all the way to the next corner. I'll meet you there. And because you have 20 of these chain 3s, everything will work out as far as that you need to do for the remaining of this clue. So this is you're kind of like self-correcting around if you had to do it. So let's continue along, and I'll see you at that first corner to make sure that you're turning it just right. So when you come up all the way back around, you just have to single crochet in the final single crochet. Okay, and you should have a total of 20 of these because you self-corrected in the last round, and so you are just going to then put in a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So just keep an eye, make sure you have 20 of these groupings of 3 double crochets there. To start the next side, just single crochet in the first single crochet and immediately start into the middle one, again pushing that chain out of the way into the back, and you are going to put in your 3 double crochets and then single crochet in the next single crochet that you run into, and you're going to do that to the next side. Again, you will have 20 of these groupings of 3 going all the way across. Please do this all the way across and all the way around actually, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So now that I'm coming all the way back around, I'm just single crocheting in a single crochet, and then in the final chain space just single crochet and then join to the top of the first single crochet with a half double crochet join. So let's now move on. We're gonna do some fun work, and this part is gonna be really neat. You watch it just develop in front of your eyes. Let's start round number 27. We're going to chain 2, doesn't count as anything, and we're going to half double crochet into the same space twice. Now we're gonna half double crochet in the next 2 single crochets that you run into, and then we begin the fun stuff. So now what we need to do is look to the middle one of the grouping of 3 that you see, and you're gonna apply a back post double crochet there. Notice that I did not chain or anything after I did those half double crochets, so just go right and do a back post double crochet. And then what you need to do, this single crochet that is in between these groups of 3 is where we're gonna apply 4 front post trebles into the same post. So just wrap twice and go around the single crochet, and you're going to do 4 of these into the same spot. So this is what creates that unique look that you'll see in this part of the project, and really provides a key element feature when this is done. So now that you got your 4 in there, you're going to look to the next grouping of 3 and apply a back post double crochet to the middle one of the grouping of 3. Now your next one is 4 trebles again, front post trebles around the single crochet that is existing between the 2 groups. So wrap twice and do 4 of those. So you're gonna do this all the way to the other side. So what I'm gonna do is I'll leave that for you, and I would just meet you on the other side, meaning that I'll meet you at the end of this row before we do the turn, making sure that you're you're doing the right spot, and then we will continue then around, and I'll leave that for you to go the remaining of the round below. So next, now that you got your 4 in there, it's a back post treble crochet around the middle one of the grouping of 3. Please do that all the way across. I will see you at the first corner. So I'm about to hit the first corner, and I'm still doing the front post trebles. So this will be the last time I do the front post trebles before I turn, and it's in the single crochet that's resting in between the 2 groups of 3 double crochets that are already there in the row below. So I'm going to do a back post double crochet in the middle one of the grouping of 3, and then what we need to do in order to finish this here, the next 2 that you have, the next 2 single crochets should be a half double crochet, and then you're going to turn the corner, so it'll be 2 half double crochets, chain 2 and 2 half double crochets, and then you're going to restart the next side. So let's get you started on the next side. So the first 2 are going to be half double crochets each, and then you reach to the middle one of the grouping of 3. Start with the back post double crochet. You already know how to do this now, and then you're going to do your front post trebles in the single crochet post there, and you'll do your 4, and you'll keep doing that then all the way across. Let's get your 4 in first, and then of course the middle one of the grouping of 3 is going to be a back post double crochet. So I want you to complete the remaining of this round, and I'll see you at the end of that, and you'll see the texture is really starting to jump off the screen now. So we'll see you real shortly, and be right back. I'm just finishing up round number 27, and I'm just doing my last front post trebles that you see here, and as I come to the final conclusion here, I still have to get my back post double crochet into that one, and then we're going to finalize off. These last 2 will be each a half double crochet, and then the final space here will be 2 half double crochets, and then join with the half double crochet to the top of the first half double crochet. Remember that there's chain 2, doesn't count as anything. So now we're going to move on into this pattern, and we're going to continue now, and we're going to do front post treble crochets on top of all of these that you see. You're going to skip over the middle sections of these back post double crochets as you go. So let's just get you started. It's really quite simple. So we're just gonna chain 3, counts as a double crochet, and then you're gonna double crochet again into the corner. So this chain 2 there, don't include that as part of the stitch, and the first 4 in a row are each going to be a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these front post trebles now are each going to be a front post treble on their own. So you wrap twice, and you just do them individually. So what this is doing is it's getting it to settle out. So it kind of has a twist at the bottom, which gives it the Easter egg kind of look at the bottom. And then this will settle it out, and it will change the color of the egg too, because the color of the yarn has probably changed. So once you get those 4 done, you immediately jump over to the next 4. You skip that back post double crochets and just keep on going like that. So you're thinking, well, it's gonna look like it's all combining together. It won't, because in the next round what we're going to do is we're gonna do some crisscrossing, which is gonna keep these looking individual as you're looking at the afghan. So what I'll do is I'll get this done across this section here, and I'll see you at the first corner. Make sure you're off to the right start, and we'll continue from that point. So I'm just hitting my first corner and I'm doing my last front post treble here, and then I'm going to skip this back post double, and then the last 4 in a row will each be 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now you're just going to turn your corner and it will be the same each time. It'll be a double crochet, 2 of those, and then chain 2 and then 2 double crochet again. So we're going to start another side, and I'm going to leave the rest of this for you. So the first 4 in a row, so just let me look at it here. So the first 4 in a row will each be a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're going to skip over that back post double crochet and immediately start just doing your front post trebles again, going across, and it's 1 into each. Don't worry about those back post double crochets at all, and we're going to skip over those for the remaining of this round that you have. So you get that 4 in there, just skip the next back post double and just immediately just treble into the next front post treble that is existing. So please do that all the way around. I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm completing round number 28 with my 4 double crochets just before the corner, and then in the corner space I'm going to finish off with 2 double crochets and then join together with the half double crochet join to the top of the first, chain 3. So now we're going to begin, and we're now going to do a crossover. So the crossover is going to be in the top of each one of these groups of 4. So if you can look at these in groups of 4, you're better off. So let's begin round number 29. You're going to chain 2, counts as nothing, and we're going to half double crochet twice into that same corner space. So now what we're going to do is that we are going to half double crochet 6 times in a row. Okay, so let's just start on the first one. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and that will take you right to the one that's just before the first group of 4. So now you're going to do a crossover. So you're going to wrap, and it's just a double crochet front post, and it's a crossover. So just go into the third one over. So skip the first 2 front post trebles here, go to the third one and just front post double crochet that one, and then wrap the hook and double crochet front post the next one, and now come back and double crochet the first one that you had skipped with the front post double, and now go and do the one that is left. So front post double crochet. So that caused it to turn over. So you see it kind of twists in and then twists back out. So let's begin the next one. So you just immediately jump to the next one. So there's no spaces, nothing in between. Just wrap the hook, skip over the first 2, go to the third and do your front post double crochet. Do the next one, and now come back and do the very first one that you skipped. Just use your fingers to manipulate it if you don't see it that well, and then do the last one, and then you jump again. I'll show it one more time. So just immediately skip the first 2, front post double crochet in the next one and the one after that. Do the first one that you skipped over, and then the next one. Okay, so these are causing it to, see how it kind of groups it back together. So now you're going to do that all the way to the next corner. I'll meet you at the next corner and make sure you're done doing that right, and then we'll continue from that point. So I'm coming near to the first corner, and I'm just finishing up the last crossover. And then what I'm gonna have is that you'll have 6 half double crochets left to do. So you just jump to the first stitch that's available to you and start half doubling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and now you're at the corner. So there's gonna be 2 halves in there, and then chain 2 and 2 halves, and you're going to start the next side. So let's get you started on the next side. So the first 6 in a row will each be a half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and that will take you to the first grouping, and then you just wrap again and then just jump over to the third one, front post double crochet, jump to the next one, front post double crochet, then jump back to the first one that you skipped over, and then do the last one that you haven't touched yet, and then you keep on working it that way. So just wrap once, skip to the third, go to the next, and then go to the first one you skipped, and then go to the last one, and then keep on going. So continue that same motion all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm finishing up round number 29. There will be 6 half double crochets before you hit the final corner, and then we're going to move on to row number 30 and 31. So 30, 31 is actually something you already know, which you're going to love. Once you get to the corner, just don't forget to just join to the top of the first half double crochet that you started with. So round number 30, you're finally going to get a holiday. So you've done a lot of work already, so now it's time to kind of stabilize everything. So we're going to chain 3 counts as a double crochet and put another double crochet into that corner. So each one of the stitches, don't forget that's a chain 2, so you want to ignore that. So you want to go into your first one, and you're just going to do 1 double crochet around in each stitch. This will stabilize that egg shape, and then in the next corner you're going to place 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So you're going to do that all the way around for round number 30, and then we're going to finalize today's video off with round number 31 with doing how we started with creating the edge, just like you see. So we've done quite a bit of work in this week alone. So without further ado, let me just get you around to this corner and let's get you started on round number 31 next. So I'm just coming up all the way around on round number 30, just a regular double crochet round, and there's 2 double crochets in the final space that you have, and then you just join to the top of the first, chain 3 with a half double crochet join. So now we're going to do our final round, and that concludes off lesson number 5. This is the hardest one I think of all the lessons to do. So if you've gotten this far, you know, you need to pat yourself on the back. It was hard enough to design it, but it's hard enough to also to follow the instructions to get this as well. So you're going to chain a 2, and this round is all back post double crochet. So your chain 2 doesn't count as anything. You're going to half double crochet in the corner to start, and then each one of these then is just like what you already did in the very start of this lesson. Is this every post is going to get a back post double crochet, and this will give another ridge to give the afghan another definition point. So you're going to do that all the way around. Remember, when you hit a corner, it'll be 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. And what I'm going to do for you is that you're going to do that. Just don't forget, when you come back around, you're going to put in 2 half double crochets and just do a half double crochet in the top, half double crochet join in the top of the half double crochet here. So I'm going to leave you here and get that done, and I will see you next week as we continue our lessons along. It doesn't get any harder than this. This is the hardest point of this whole blanket, and then the rest of it we're going to carry on. So that's it for now, and we'll see you next week. So that's it for week number 5. I know this was a part of the design that was really kind of complex looking, but it looks so amazing when it's done. You really got to put in the time in order to really make this work. So you're going to join me next week as we begin a brand new study, and we're going to be doing a study of crisscross applesauce in week number 6. You have to join me next week. I'll fill you in on the details. So it's Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations.com, as well as myself here at the Crochet Crowd. Bye-bye.